Svein, why do you eat so much? What are you doing with your life?
You're gonna be up there with the best, man. You have the genetics for it, absolutely.
You look fucking massive, bro, in the car. What the hell?
Welcome back to the channel. This is the Anomaly. Today we're gonna talk about how to bodybuild and work a full-time job, because I know most of you guys are still either in school or working a job or just having a life. So we're gonna talk about something that helps you be a bodybuilder, which is meal prep. I used to work in a pet shop as my first job, and during that time I was still like 17, 18 years old, so this was fresh out of the womb. I was a beginner in the gym. I didn't know how to eat, I didn't know how to train. I just ate whatever I could. So the little money that I made from the pet shop, it all went to my bodybuilding dream. At the time, everyone laughed at me, everyone made fun of me just for spending so much money on food. Everyone always questions, why are you eating so much? Why are you doing this? It's a waste of time. You should focus on studying, focus on doing something else. Invest your money in something that's worth the time, you know. Everyone shits on you, everyone tells you it's not worth doing, because they don't see the vision in your head. This is another example of when I say, always follow your dream, don't listen to other people yap, because all people know how to do is be negative, especially when you have a dream. When you have a dream, people don't like it, because most people nowadays, they don't have a dream. So the fact you choose to be disciplined and you choose to go for your dream, for your goal, it makes people envy you in a way, because they don't know what to do with their life, and they see it as a weird thing to chase your dream. So be proud if you're like me and you want to get big. It may not be your dream, it's just one of your goals, so just be happy you have a goal, because again, a lot of people nowadays, they're boring, they don't have goals. All they do is sit around, play games, watch live streams on Twitch, buy OnlyFans, like, what do they buy on OnlyFans, like a membership?
Yeah, like a subscription.
So they buy... I'm not starting an OnlyFans, just so you guys know. That is a last resort. Let's say you're going to school, you're working a full-time job. They use all their free time to like jack off, sit on the couch, buy OnlyFans subscriptions, watch Netflix, you know. Everyone wastes time. It's a common thing now. No one is chasing a dream. And I was so different from everyone around me, because I was the only person who actually had a dream, had a goal, and I was constantly chasing it. I was constantly striving for it, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstance. I was always like determined, and that's what made me stand out as a person. Like, I think the main thing that people liked about me is how persistent I was, and how I always did what I said I would, which is get big. So if you're starting out, you're in school, you're working a full-time job, first thing you're gonna need to do to actually keep up with everything is meal prep. So what did I do when I couldn't meal prep? Let's say in my first job, I used to spend all my money on food outside. I was always broke that way. But then I learned that meal prep is way cheaper, because buying chicken breast, when you buy food in bulk, when you buy protein in bulk, it's gonna be cheaper. What I would suggest, find a good source of chicken breast or beef, whatever you want. So you're buying chicken in bulk, and you're gonna find someone. I can't tell you where and how, because I'm not in your, because everyone asks me, where do you get your chicken? A butcher. So find a butcher where you live, wherever you are, any butcher, any shop that sells meat, like a lot of meat. Arrange something with them, tell them, listen, I want to buy 10 kilo of chicken, can you arrange a price for me? Because it's not worth buying a kilo each time. And then, if they see that you're jacked or you're determined and they just want to help you a bit or support you, they will arrange a good price for you. I'm not saying you're gonna get a good price every time, but if you're nice and you negotiate and you speak well, it should be done. You know, it's normal now. Like, it's normal when you buy things in bulk, you will get a way better price rather than if you buy just a kilo of the chicken. So once you establish good sources, you have chicken breast. Let's say for carbs, you're gonna go for rice. You're gonna buy some rice. What I always bought is a big bag of sushi rice. For context, this costs around 15 to 20 euro in Malta. And that is 10 kilo, so that's gonna last me a month, maybe 2. For you guys, it's gonna last you a lot longer because you don't eat as much as the Anomaly. Rice is a good carb source. I also bought a bunch of potatoes. They're usually like this. So you buy a bunch of potatoes, a bunch of rice. Those are both cheap, so those are cheap carb sources. Now I'm telling you guys what I used to do to save money as well. Aside from this being the best option, which is to meal prep, you need to first find the best sources of food and what is the cheapest and what you can keep buying for a long time. Because there's no point in buying a bunch of salmon if you can't even afford the salmon next week. You need to make sure you always have money ready to buy the chicken breast, because when it turns out no one's gonna buy it for you, your mom isn't gonna buy it for you. I mean, maybe she will, but me, no one bought anything for me at the time, so I was just constantly buying for myself. Like, you need to look out for yourself, so always be ready, always have money ready, available, so you can fund the gains. Because if you don't fund the gains, no one's gonna give up, and you're gonna stay skinny, you're gonna stay small, then you will never get laid. That's what I used to buy, mainly just sushi rice or jasmine rice, big bags. They would last me months. Then I used to buy chicken breast, 10 kilo, like a box of 10 kilo chicken breast. I used to meet with a local butcher and I used to speak and try to like negotiate and arrange a good price for me. He used to help me out a bit as well, because he saw that I wasn't a kid, so always be nice to people. Because when you're mean, you're not gonna get any support from anyone. Once I had everything set up in order, that's when I started meal prepping. For fats, what I used to use is like almond butter or peanut butter. Peanut butter is very cheap compared to almond. Now I go for the almond butter just because I like the taste more. But back, like during that time, I used to just buy the cheapest, which is the peanut butter. Don't stress that you're buying the cheap stuff. It doesn't mean it's the bad stuff. Yes, you could be buying better alternatives, because almond butter, in terms of gains, I would say almond butter is a bit better, but it's a bit more expensive. That's why it's more expensive. But at the time I couldn't afford it, so it's not a problem. You just go for the cheap alternative. And this is always going to be the case when you're trying to bodybuild. You're always going to try to find the cheapest alternative, because life is expensive, taxes are a thing. The point is, you always need to be ready. So whatever your expenses are, try to leave as much as you can. I'm not going to give numbers. Just try to leave as much as you can for food to fund your journey. With whatever is left, you're going to make the most out of it. So you're going to buy everything in bulk, and it's going to last you till your next pay. Because I used to live salary to salary, and I used to spend all my money on food always. So don't make this mistake. I should have started meal prepping from the beginning, but I was too lazy. I just wanted to get big. I was buying everything from outside, and I didn't know how to actually diet. So I was never really motivated to do everything properly. But then I got a coach and a new job. I was working like a freezer job. So I've worked in construction, in a freezer, then in a bank. It's all different situations, different circumstances, but I always had the same goal. The thing is, when you work different jobs, you'll understand how difficult it really is to bodybuild, because you need to keep up with your job, and you also need to eat to grow. It's something that pushes people away from bodybuilding. That's why I'm making this video, just to tell you guys that it is possible, and you can grow quite a lot working a full-time job. There were people who competed in Mr. Olympias working full-time jobs. Relax, you're gonna get big, don't stress too much about it. In the job before, I learned and found the best sources of food and what I could work with, but I could still not fully afford the diet in general. So I was still struggling. That's why I was aiming to get a better job, because I needed more money. And since I didn't continue school, there was no like crazy jumps in salary, you know. With the new job, I was able to afford everything. So if you get a new job, take care of your job. Don't eat when you're not supposed to, because as you guys know, you have this break, you have another break. Eat on time, always be on time, so people will yap a bit less. Like every time I got a job, it was always weird to people that I bring so many lunch boxes and I eat so much food. Everyone always questions, Sven, why do you eat so much? What are you doing with your life? Ignore those people. Be a good person. Eat on time, go to work on time, try to do everything good. Do your job properly so you have a stable job and you're not losing it anytime soon. You can bodybuild as long as possible. In the beginning, I was buying food from outside and I was spending all the money I was making, or all the money I was working for, on just bodybuilding. And that's not stable, it's not gonna work. So that's why I decided to learn the best food sources, which I just showed you. Once I learned that, I still couldn't keep up. So I had to get another job. I quit my job. First I worked in construction, pay wasn't that good. I was still struggling a lot working in construction. The hours were weird. And I used to eat outside. I used to work in a quarry, which is like a bunch of dust and wind in your face. You take out your lunchbox, you open the lunchbox, the dust goes in the lunchbox. It was a disaster. I had to constantly find a corner to eat in. I never really gave up, and even though I was pressured because I was working and I'm constantly thinking about my next meal while I'm working, it used to affect my appetite a bit because I used to stress. And obviously when you meal prep, chicken for example, it dries out in the lunchbox. We didn't have a microwave there. This was always a problem with every single job. No one ever had a microwave. No one. And when you microwave meal prepped food, it gets that juice a bit, you know, it gets a bit soggy a bit. But I used to eat everything dry, everything with no taste. Something that I used to do is douse it with ketchup or tomato sauce. None of it felt good. I was constantly struggling, I was constantly suffering, just trying to force feed my meals as fast as possible. And I say force feed, not because I wasn't hungry, because I was hungry. I was working in construction. I was picking up bricks, you know, I was working all day, sweating all day. I was very hungry, and the urge to buy takeout was crazy, but I kept fighting it and I was sticking to my diet. When you open the box and it's just dry meat, dry rice, dry veggies, you put it in your mouth, it tastes like shit. Your appetite is there, but you don't like the food. And the sad part is, no matter how much you try to meal prep it in a good way and you try to cook it well, in a box, it's gonna lose all the taste, and so it's gonna lose all the juice. It's gonna taste like shit. This is something that I've learned over the years. No matter how hard I tried, it never got easier. So no, it's not gonna get easier. You're just gonna get used to it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video here because I kept talking non-stop. But essentially what I was trying to say is, the best thing you should do as a bodybuilder is meal prep. It's gonna save you money, it's gonna save you time. Any job that you might have, you can always work around it, and never make the mistake of buying food from outside and wasting all the money you're making on fast food. As much as possible, try to vary your diet, so you can buy the cheapest stuff you can get, which is chicken breast. You can get eggs, rice, potatoes, some veggies, some fruits in there. So try to keep your diet as simple as possible, something you can afford and you can keep up with, so you're as consistent as you can be for a long time. And don't listen to other people who are telling you to stop what you're doing. Just keep pushing, keep trying to become a bodybuilder. Because the suffering that you might feel eating the dry chicken and the rice and the meals that you're not enjoying, because meal prep is not nice, you know. I've meal prepped for years now and I never enjoy it, not to this day, and I never will unless I'm starving. But even though meal prep might suck and you might feel lazy to do it, please do it, because it's gonna save you a lot of money and a lot of time, and you will understand how important and how much progress you can make with consistency and a good diet. So if you haven't started meal prepping, please do it. It's gonna push your progress a long way, and you're gonna understand the difference between eating fast food, eating shit food, with eating real food for a long time. It's gonna make a crazy difference in your physique. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna keep getting bigger. You're gonna save money. This is the only way I would suggest you approach bodybuilding. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to use code Anomaly if you wanna keep supporting my grind. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye bye.